If you've been on my channel for Berserk content, then the title won't be of any surprise to you because I've always expressed how much of a fan of Salat I am. Always believe he had great potential, similar to Ishidro for spectacular character development. In the recent chapters that take place in the Kushan capital city, hinted at him steadily pulling his weight for his absence in the story since the fall of Ganishka. So I took a little break from playing Path of Exile 2 just to catch up on the recent manga chapters, and Ogun's beard, it did not disappoint. Load it up.
Yo.
It begins with Ishidro amidst the chaos ensuing in the city. The citizens are losing their sanity. Trolls attack, innocents are massacred and preyed upon. He makes his way to an empty alley with Puck to get some breathing room, but unfortunately, a breach opens, cutting off his escape as another group of trolls start to fall out. Confused about what is happening, he wonders what they are, and Puck confirms that they are trolls, despite how they appear. Before the trolls overrun him, one is decimated on the head with a steel point quarterstaff, revealing that it's the big homie Azan who came in clutch. As they embrace and start to maul through the pack of trolls, Azan points out that he sees Ishidro has packed a bag and asks if he plans to skip town. Ishidro tries to brush it off as taking some time away for himself on a solo trip, to which Azan states that he can join him and explore this new land, growing stronger on their journey together. I think this would be an excellent opportunity for both characters to develop, and most importantly right now, Ishidro needs direction. Who better than a disciplined veteran like Azan to offer that to him as a second mentor while Guts is locked away, lost in his funk? Ishidro shouts at the civilians to get out of here while the coast is clear, and we immediately cut back to the war room in the next panel. Elephants are rampaging due to the influence of Rakshas Ad. We can see under their hooves are remains of soldiers they trampled. Rakshas, with all confidence, asks those remaining what they will do now in a mocking fashion. Salat and crew are a bit perplexed, as he thinks to himself that the elephants can't be contained once enraged. As a few of the remaining nobles shriek in terror, with quick thinking, he tells Daiba to telepathically link him to the entire city, and to do it quickly. For a moment there, Daiba does not take him too serious, and with his next words telling him that only a great sorcerer like him can do this, Daiba regains his composure and gets into position to work his magic. The Tapas become aware of the trolls making their way into the space as Salat calms himself to establish the link, then proceeds to give one of the greatest speeches in the manga history, and probably one of the best sequences in the middle of the speech. He addresses the masses and tells them that the Falcon of Light has orchestrated a surprise attack, and most of the citizens are just happy to hear his voice, showing that underneath all the foul gaze from the higher-ups, the masses of the Kushan love him. He tells them to not fear and reminds them that the Kushan are people of war, so they should take up their swords. While saying this, Farnese unsheaths her dagger and points it forward while reciting a spell, which results in a blinding light shining above the soldiers in his space. The Tapas take advantage of the moment and jump into action while with blinding speed dismantling several trolls. Before any of the remaining trolls can get to the scared nobles, Serpico intercepts with a slicing wind, alerting Roderick that he and Farnese have come to their rescue once again. Seeing the bravery on display, the remaining Bakiraka scouts were scared, built up their courage, hold firm for their weapons, and spring into action towards the remaining trolls. Some of the trolls spring towards Salat as he telepathically gives his speech, but they are foolish as they are sliced up swiftly, ending his speech with ferocity, telling everyone that this is war and to fight. Cutting to the next panel showing an elephant's hoof coming out of the fog about to stop on Rakshas, which he dodges, revealing that Daiba took the opportunity to telepathically bring them back under his control. Through Rakshas' shock, giving Salat the opening to strike Rakshas right in the middle of his mask and splitting it open. But realizing that his strike met no resistance means Rakshas has moved his body to avoid the blow, and taking this opportunity to leave battle and investigate the dark odd he has been sensing, which of course is coming from Guts' mark of sacrifice, and thus Rakshas makes his way to the barracks, cutting through all the guards, and Guts senses an apostle is near, yet unlike before, lacks the will to resist and seems to just accept the inevitable. Transitioning into chapter 380, we can see moments before the final scene in the previous chapter that with the help of Farnese's magic, everyone has ganged up to finish the rest of the trolls. As Daiba, the Tapas, Bakiraka, Kushan guards, Farnese, Serpico, and Roderick are here, but Rakshas and Salat are nowhere in sight. Roderick takes this opportunity to indirectly compliment Farnese, which makes her smile and slightly blush. Smooth talking Roderick at it again, while Daiba signals to Serpico about something far in the distance, pointing out that the light is something foreign to Kushan, cutting to the young mages from Elfhelm casting defensive magic against the trolls. leading to the civilians who took up arms to celebrate their short-lived victory against this unprovoked attack from Falconia. We also see Ishidro and Azan and Puck in the distance commenting on how well the Kushan and mages did against the trolls, until suddenly Puck sensed a disturbance and flies off screaming guts, which prompts Azan to tell Ishidro to stop hesitating, move after him. Of course, Puck is rushing towards Guts because Rakshas is headed towards him in the stockades, and Guts notices him coming down the stairs towards the prison bars. As they make eye contact, Guts says to himself, "There you are, at last." And Rakshas slices the bars with relative ease, standing over menacingly with tentacles ready to slice. Guts then finishes his statement and says, "My angel of death," lowers his head and braces to be killed by Rakshas, who is smirking and ready to pounce for the kill. While too distracted with the opportunity to kill easy prey, he is caught off guard with a swift ambush through the neck by none other than Salat. Piercing Rakshas's neck, blood spurts out from the mouth of the mask. With his last words, he tells Salat, "Well done," and his body reverts to a pool of ink, surprising Guts. Suddenly, after finally disposing of Rakshas, Salat's gaze turns on Guts, and as he addresses him, there is a look of shame in Guts' eye. Salat grabs him by the collar. Guts' defenseless reaction sends a shocking realization to Salat, and with great disgust, he shouts and berates Guts as to why he's just sat there. While this takes place, the Tapas and Daiba rush down into the stockades to shockingly find Salat angry at Guts. Daiba screams at Salat and instructs the Tapas to get him to safety, presuming that being in Guts' presence presents some unforeseen danger that Daiba can sense. The two Tapas restrain Salat as he is enraged at Guts' disposition to welcoming his end willingly without a fight. Leaving the stockades, the next panel cuts to the public, and Erica is seen for the first time since escaping Falconia, shouting for Rickard, surprising Magnifico wondering if this is Rickard's younger sister as he checks on her to see if she is okay. Erica claims that she is fine, but worries due to Salat's broadcast that they will have to flee to another land again due to war. Cutting to Evalier and Morta keeping watch over Shirkei, but transitioning to Shirkei's spirit traveling from the Kushan capital city and exploring further into the World Tree, reaching the gates of Falconia, ending with her shouting that she will find Casca, concluding the chapter to be continued in 381.
Perfect.
In summary, these last two chapters in my perspective have cemented my guy Salat as a major player in the Berserk universe. Going from being Guts' cannon fodder to Ganishka's lackey to carving his own path of personal development, slowly thrusting him into the role of leadership. The Kushan citizens revere him, Daiba reveres him, Rickard reveres him, and now so does Roderick and the mages. In all honesty, this whole arc has been all about Salat and his development as a mainstay character who will play a pivotal role in the upcoming war and likely final battle against Griffith. This also has been giving other characters like Farnese, Ishidro, Azan, Roderick, and Daiba the opportunity to take center stage and stand out from the pillar of the story that's Guts. Of course, we must highlight the shining moment that cemented the greatness of these chapters was the moment that everyone heard Salat's rallying cry to stand and fight. That did it for me. It just goes to show his ability to inspire with words by convincing Daiba, who questioned himself in the moment, to believe in his power by telling him he's a great sorcerer and only he can perform such feat he requested. By motivating all the warriors who were hesitant to do their duty and reminding the civilians to take pride in their warrior culture and to fight. Standing firm in the midst of chaos, fighting a nearly impossible battle against an apostle and coming up on top while the other clan leaders cower in their corners of the war room. All qualities of a born leader instead of a spoiled and privileged prince of an exiled assassin clan. Salat has been the star of the show, and I hope we get way more of him going forward and continue to do so, even when Guts recovers from his self-doubt, returning to form and ready to take down Femto. I can't wait to see what Shirkei uncovers in the next chapter, and hopefully in 381 comes out as quickly as 380 has. Let me know what you all thought about the last two chapters in the comment section, and how you foresee things to take place in the upcoming material for this arc. As usual, like and subscribe so you can stay tuned for Berserk content coming down the pipeline. You know the vibes. It's Kaizoku Sleven. Appreciate you.